Good evening, ETAs of South Region. So today we suddenly have this regional meeting because we have some pre-departure orientation things we need to tell everyone. Okay. So I'm Virgil. I'm from Kinmen. Not really from Kinmen, but I'm working Kinmen. I'm Kinmen coordinator. And you can see we have Carrie with us, also Kinmen coordinator, Sabrina, Kinmen coordinator, yay, and Kenny, Kaohsiung coordinator. And Fangda is still online with us. And we have FSC staff, Ariel. Okay, shall we start? Okay, please share the screen. Thank you. 等一下哦，有。Okay, here it comes to the pre-departure orientation. Friday, September 3rd, 2021. Okay, next slide. So first thing, talk about visa. Now so before this year, the ETA they came to Taiwan and they were using an official visa, but now because due to the pandemic, we can Taiwan government only can allow emergency type of visa to enter Taiwan. So now you're going to apply for emergency visa, which means it also like visitor visa to enter Taiwan, and you will need to switch your emergency visa to resident visa, which means it's the J visa when you arrive in Taiwan. And to switch this visa, you will need your physical exam. And how to apply for this ER visa, you will need to follow Miss Charlie Chen's instruction email. Okay. Okay. Sorry, we change. Can you see? 看得到吗？隐私看不到。Sorry, technical issue. Okay, next, we talk about the physical exam report. So if you can redo the physical exam in the US and you still need a physical exam to change your ER visa into resident visa after you arrive in Taiwan. So if you already have your physical exam, please go to TACO office to get the authenticated. And if not, you haven't done any physical exam yet, you can, after you fly to Taiwan, you can do another physical exam in Taiwan. and it's also officially to help you to change your ER visa into resident visa. Okay. Okay, next slide.
Okay, can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, great. So you already read the email from Charlie and our ETA admin email yesterday. And in the email, it has a additional arrival day option for you, which is the September 29th. Because some of the TICO office might need more time for the process. So we have this additional arrival date for you. So if you want to choose this day, you can do that. But if you already received a confirmed flight itinerary from Vivian and you want to switch to this day, September 29th, you have to pay the changing fee by yourself for changing the date. Okay, so far so good. And for boarding on the plane, you will need your PCR test. And the PCR test should be within the 3 days, so that you can get on the plane. And if you have the domestic flight in America, that day, the departure day of the domestic flight also include in the 3 days PCR test. So some of you might thinking, okay, maybe I will take the domestic flight to the one you are going to take international to Taiwan, the airport. You want to stay there for maybe 1 or 2 days. You need to make sure that your PCR test is valid for the international flight. Otherwise, if it's overdue, then you need to redo another PCR test by yourself, and also you will need to pay that by yourself. So be careful if you plan to stay in the transfer location. Remember that the PCR test it has to be valid for the international flight. Okay? How? And important reminders, because it's very soon that you are coming to Taiwan, and we want to make sure your healthy situation and your future students' health situation. So we will strongly recommend you not go to the crowded place and wear the mask all the time, okay? Because we really hope that you can come to Taiwan smoothly and very soon. So we will need you to do this favor for us, okay? And for your future students, how? So you can read the red line. Make sure you get a visitor visa, which is the ER type. Otherwise, you cannot enter Taiwan. Okay. So far, any questions you want to ask?
I have a question about the PCR test. So let's say our flight leaves like the 24th, so we need to have a result done by the 21st. Is that what the 3-day is, or do we want it by like the 22nd? Or is it like the day we're supposed to be tested, so we get tested on the 21st? I'm just curious for clarification on that.
Good question. So you mean if you're domestic or international flight?
International flight. So I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if your international flight is 24, You know, I'm not good at math, but we can do it together, okay? We do it together. And then I will suggest you the earliest day you can do the test will be the 21st. Okay. I think that also depends on what time is your flight on the 24th.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
I have a domestic flight to Chicago. I know I don't need a domestic test. But then from O'Hare I leave the 23rd and arrive in Taiwan on the 24th for my international flight. So would I need to take the test on the 20th, or or do we want the result by the 20th? And then I would have to take it like a few days before then.
What do you mean the domestic one?
My domestic flight's 3 days from results. Oh, okay, got it. My domestic flight goes from Tennessee to Chicago, so my domestic flight leaves the 22nd, but
22nd.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not really good at math. See. 这个是 domestic.
I think we can collect all the questions, and then Ariel in the office will help to collect all the questions and answer together.
How? I will collect this question in my pocket. Any other questions you would like to ask?
Do you have a preference for if it's like the rapid test or the regular test, or is it just whichever we can get in the time before the flights?
The flight one has to be PCR test. Yeah.
I'm just a little bit confused about the health form stuff still. So my question is, if we don't have a health form that's authenticated by the TICO offices here, we can still do that in Taiwan, right?
Yes.
So we don't. So technically, if I were to leave from the U.S. to Taiwan today and I didn't bring any health form or anything with me, I could still get that visa application done.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But
so
it's
that
still better.
what?
But we could also bring like the one that was already authenticated as well.
Right. Okay. Right. So the ER type visa, you don't need to have the physical exam.
Gotcha.
But if you have that already and it's in a valid time, you will need to authenticate, in the TICO office in America, and then bring it here. Okay, but if you don't have it so far, it's okay. You can do it in Taiwan.
Awesome. Thanks. That helps.
Great. Good question. Dana.
Hi. I was a little bit late to the meeting, so sorry if this question was already asked. But to apply for our visa, we have to have our flight itinerary purchased already. We can't like contact them to find out how long it's going to take to process our visa first. I don't know if that makes sense.
I will collect that question first.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I have another question. Thank you so much for clarifying a lot of the questions that have already been going around and doing the presentation and everything. So I'm curious if Fulbright will be having structured, I think, like groups for people who are on the same flight. Will they let us know if there are other Fulbrighters on the same airplane or like, at the airport at the same time as us so we can meet up and travel together?
I am not sure, but I can help you ask.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's kind of a random question, but how many checked bags do our tickets come with? Like how much luggage can we?
I think that depends on the airline.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that depends on the airline. I know for Ava, the international one, you can bring 2 suitcases, and 1 suitcase can be 23, I think it's 23 kilogram. I think, yeah. You need to switch to pounds. I don't know how much pound it is.
I think it's like 50.
Something like that, yeah.
I also have a question about the PCR tests.
Yes.
I know that we have to get the RT PCR and that for traveling internationally. And when I look up different types of PCR tests, there's an NAAT test and then there's rapid PCR test. So I was wondering if anyone knew if both of those would be acceptable or if one was preferred over the other.
You mean one is RT and another one is what kind?
They never call it RT PCR test. Well, the airline on the website, it says you need an RT PCR. But when
I think both would work. I think
Okay.
I've had it where both would work. And I think the first one is the one that like takes like 3 days to get a result rather than like 24 hours. And those will pass for airlines.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, Danny.
I also have a question again about the health forms. So
Okay.
I just had all of my health exams redone yesterday before I knew that we could have them done in Taiwan. But now that we don't need them, should I just submit my application without my finish signed? Because I won't be able to get results back until next Tuesday. So should I try to submit my ER type visa application tomorrow and then submit my medical forms later to get the authentication form like through the TECO office when I get my health forms back? Does that make sense?
I don't know if that makes sense.
Because you already have your health exam done yesterday,
Right.
and you will get the result on next Tuesday.
Right.
I think you can still get it next Tuesday.
Submit everything together next Tuesday.
Wait, but you don't need to have the health exam form to
Right.
applying for the ER type visa.
But don't we
Right.
need authentic?
Yes. So you
authentication?
need to authentic that the new health new physical exam form. Yeah. So you bring that one so that when you come back to Taiwan, you don't need to redo it.
Right. But so I'm through the LA and you can't drop by, you have to do mail. So should I just wait to send everything in like next Tuesday, next Wednesday, or should I try to apply like ASAP to hopefully give them more processing time and then authentify it, get it authentic? I'm struggling with the words now too. Do that next week. So should I try to make 2 mails or 1 mail, I guess?
I would think do the visa as soon as possible.
Okay, that's kind of
Right,
what
because I think that's
Important.
more. Yeah. You got
Okay.
it.
Thank you so much. I've been really unsure what to do. I know that's really specific. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. It's a little complicated. I understand. Okay.
So, Carrie, you think a visa office will like authenticate a health form like without having the rest of your application? So, like, they can just authenticate a document without having it be part of a visa application?
I think so because it looks like it's two separate things. Because
Okay.
you don't need the health form for the ER type visa. So I think it's two separate things.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question about the visas.
Okay.
So I applied for my visa yesterday, before we got the email about the new visa type.
Mhm.
How should I go about that? Because they already have everything.
Is that one? I didn't see the application before, but is in during on the application, is there any like checkbox to see that which type of visa you are applying for?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think I applied for like the original visa that they told us to get.
Mhm.
And so when I went to the TICO office, that's what they submitted my application for the original visa type and not the ER visa.
I think you will need to resend a new one, which is the ER type visa.
Okay. So
Right.
how would that work if they have like my passport? They have everything. Do I
Oh,
just
they
say
have everything. Excuse me. Can I? Okay. So, Kiana, which office are you?
I went to the Houston office.
Okay. Do you think you are able to give them a call? Because
Yeah, I can call them.
Yeah, maybe give them a call. Then they probably all should know that everyone is getting an ER visa, so no one is getting a J visa to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe give them a call and see if they need you to submit any other requirement documents.
Okay, thank you.
Carrie, do you have more information on what life will be like once we arrive in Taiwan? So, people who get there first, after they're done quarantining, do they start going to their sites? Do people like what happens once we're there, and the fact that some people are there earlier or some people are later?
So either you are coming early or late, we will do the similar process after you arrive. So when you arrive, on that day, when you arrive, you will take the taxi to the quarantine hotel immediately. Yeah. So during the quarantine hotel, you will stay there for 14 days. You cannot go outside, only in your room. So during the quarantine time, you probably will feel boring because you cannot go outside. Some previous ETA open the window and start to observe people outside on the road. I feel it's a little weird, but I think it's also funny for this. So after the 15 days, the hotel will give you, during this 15 days, the hotel will provide 3 meals for you. And if you would like to order the food delivery, that's also okay. But just remember that you can only pay the food itinerary online with your credit card. They will not accept the cash. Okay, so if you want to have food delivery, remember to bring the credit card with you. And then after the 15 quarantine, Kinmen ETA, you will still be in Taiwan, the mainland. And then you will move to other hotels for another 7 days self-health management. Yes. And for Pingdong and the Kaohsiung ETAs, you will move to your, I'm not sure it's the same apartment for the future or the different one, but you will move to your apartment for doing the self-health management for 7 days. And in these 7 days, you can go outside, but you cannot go to the crowded place. And you have to wear the mask all the time. And another important thing during this 7 days self-health management is you need to go online and write where did you go, what time did you go, who did you go, the form, the record. We will need that record. So after these, we will do after the 7 days, 应该是 7 days, we will do the PCR test again. Okay, to make sure we are all okay. And after these days, then you will go back to your site and your apartment, the real apartment, for this following months. And the Kinmen ETA, you will come to Kinmen, taking the flight to come to Kinmen. And you will start your new life, free life. Yes, so that's basically the process after you arrive. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I saw the TV.
Carrie.
Oh, yes, Lexi.
I just had a quick question about for the Kinmen ETAs. Who will be arranging the flights from mainland Taiwan to Kinmen, because it wasn't in my original travel itinerary that I got.
I think it's me and Virgil.
Okay.
We will arrange that, but we haven't because we didn't know your arrival date, so we haven't done that. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
You're fine. We will let you
you
come here. Yeah. Is there anyone live in New York? Peony. And I can only see Peony. Yeah, I just watched the news this morning and it seems like it has a very heavy rain in New York. Is everything okay, Peony?
I think there was one other person who raised their hand too.
是谁？是谁？ Who?
Rude. I'm so sorry. Rude. Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Ray
Dry.
Dry. Yeah, how's the New York situation? Is everything okay?
I'm in Lower Manhattan, so I'm fine.
Okay.
There's no flooding here. It might be in the subways where it gets worse.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Queens, and a lot of the people around me have flooded houses. So my friends were talking about like for how they spent hours today cleaning out the water from their basements. Yeah, the water damage is really bad. We were pretty lucky, only like some water leakage here and there. But as my parents were driving around today, like on the highways, you'll see cars flipped over, or you'll just see cars all along the highway of like they're all abandoned, I think, because people just like left their cars on the highway and just left or something. And so all these cars are just like wide open, every door, every like the roof, top, everything. So it's really crazy right now. I think it's America.
Wow. But thankfully, you both are okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's good. Good news.
Did
Oh,
the hurricane hit anyone else around the U.S.? Because I know it traveled around, so maybe someone else experienced that.
mm. How? Any question you want to ask? Kamel? Am I right? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I have a question about water, but a different aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
And do you think we can drink the water in Taiwan? Is it clean enough for us to drink, or do you usually boil it?
Which site you are going to?
In Pingdong.
Pingdong. Yeah, Sabrina is on the call. We invite Virgil, who lives in Pingdong for many years.
Hi, Virgil again. Pindong seems a really clean place, but I would suggest you should not drink the water from tap. I would suggest you still boil it. Yeah. In Taiwan, please don't drink any water just come from the tap. You have to boil it, then you can drink. Even the water company like saying that, oh, we have a really clean water, but we don't know. We are not that. I heard that so the New York, their water factory, they will check the whole system like 400 times per year. So to make sure that the water from water tap is really clean in New York. But in Taiwan, we probably do it like twice a year. So don't drink the real water or water tap. Okay.
What do we do for like the quarantine hotels with like water and stuff?
Oh,
They
so
will provide you bottled water. Yeah. So
can
in
you do run
general,
out
in
of water?
Taiwan, Yeah.
Sorry, Fanda.
sorry. So in general, in Taiwan, we don't drink tap water, but you can get water everywhere because there is like convenience store everywhere, and then in schools you do have like water fountain. So you will be fine. But like during at home, you can either buy water from the convenience store, or you can also like order water delivery. And some apartment may have the water filter, then you can just drink it from there. But still, we suggest you to boil it before drinking. Yeah. And then at the quarantine hotel, they do provide you a box of bottled water. And then if you are short, you can purchase more.
Hey, Carrie. On the topic of current stuff in Taiwan, are you allowed to travel interstates in level 2 quarantine, or you can't travel from from Kinmen or Pingyong?
During what time?
Like right now? Is it going to be level 1 when we arrive? I don't know which way is up or down.
Now it's level 2.
Okay.
Yes, and you can still go if you want to travel, but the flight ticket is really, really hard to book right now. And I'm not sure this is a sad news or good news. So Kinmen government, they would like to protect the residents in Kinmen. So they asked everyone, they took the flight, when they arrive at Kinmen, they need to do the rapid test. Everyone. Yeah. So I think that test will affect some people that they don't want to come. Right.
But if you're in Taipei, you can like go to another state. Or yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the states.
Yeah. You can go. You can go. You can go.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions you would like to ask? Yama. Do you want to learn Mandarin? How? You can ask this sentence very, I think this sentence is very useful. Do you have any question if you want to ask this question, this sentence? Do you have any questions? In Chinese, 有没有问题? You can repeat. If you want me to hear, you can. 对，有没有问题? So you can use this if you allow to speak Chinese in your classroom. You can ask your student, 有没有问题? And they will say, 有 or 没有, yes or no. Yeah. I think this sentence is very useful. 有没有问题? 好哦。有问题？有没有问题？有吗？没有。Okay. Sabrina, Kenny, Fanda, do you have any other thing would like to say?
If not, you can go back with your coordinator for the next section.
好哦，好，那就拜拜。
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Are we having a Kinmen meeting or no?
Yes.
Is it here or is it on another link?
Yes. I'm just looking my screen because I'm recording it. I'm seeing how to stop this record.
Oh no.